himself.
Here's the sound coming. Here the drum is drumming. I want you to join together with the band. We don't move in any particular directions, and we don't make no collections. I want you to join together with the band.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Bryant Dacus is in the house, and we got a pretty good show for you, I believe, man. We are lined up and locked and loaded to talk a lot of college football today. Of course, we have David Cobb, CBSSports.com. He covers college football, and not only are we going to be talking college football with him, but we got to talk some hoops because he also covers college basketball for CBSSports.com. And let me tell you something, that Memphis Tiger team's pretty dadgum good. We'll ask him a little this, a little bit of that, and we'll just break it all down. Fired up to kind of figure out. I got to ask him, since he went to the University of Tennessee, like, who is Tennessee? Like, first half against Alabama, they're amazing. Second half against Alabama, they're terrible. They got waxed by Missouri. And now, guess who comes to their crib? That would be Georgia, who just all dominated Ole Miss. Line's only 10. The total is, for me, is what's absolutely wild when I look at it, because it's under 60. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens with this bad boy. I mean, I would go under. Seems pretty high. But we're going to talk a little college football, a little college hoops at 11:30, 12 o'clock. We got to talk about them Grizzlies, man. We got Zach Boyd. He's going to join us today. We're going to talk all about that Grizness. You know, they got a game in Los Angeles tonight. They're playing the Lakers. Mm-hmm. Sneaky line, man. Lakers are only a 4.5-point favorite. Now, the Lakers are 5-5 on the season, but they're 4-0 at their crib. Grizzlies, not too bad on the road. They've
actually won
2-3 on the road, where they haven't won a game this year at home. So 0-5 at their house. Grizzlies, Lakers tonight, 9:30. We'll talk about them with Zach Boyd. You know, we got Hardwood because it just feels so good. And I got some great Hardwood today. We got free sex for the Formula One drivers out in Vegas. Pretty much kind of describes the story, but I'll go a little more in depth. Thought this was a fascinating story. Also, Larsa Pippen. She's upset with Marcus Jordan. Again, I'll explain to you how cell phones ruin relationships. Pat Mahomes has one very odd superstition, and it's kind of nasty. NHL's Matt Petgrave, if you don't know that name, sadly, he's the person whose skate took Adam Johnson's life on ice about a month ago. You remember that, correct?
Yeah, but that's not NHL. That was in
I didn't
England.
say it. Adam Johnson was a former NHL player. Sorry.
I see.
Anyway, he lost his life, but he returned to the English EI whatever hockey league. Very interesting reaction. We also have UCLA. You know, they figured out who stole all the swag from Deion Sanders in the Colorado Rocky. The Colorado Buffalo. Guess what? We'll talk about all that stuff during Hardwood. So we got to get to a lot of stuff. We also have to get to last night's game, NFL. It's OV. Week's wrapped up. Bills lost. Yes, you heard that right. Bills, if you didn't know, if you just woke up and you were coming out of a dream, that Broncos team that was terrible at the beginning of the season has now knocked off the Chiefs and the Bills. Now, I don't think the Bills are a good football team anymore. They just aren't. Sean McDermott is terrible. Did you know the end of the game, he had 12 men on the field for a field goal as time was expiring, and my man missed it, and the Bills would have won the game, but they had 12 men on the field. He's like, we practice it. These are professional football players. You should have 3 dudes counting. Yo, how many people we got out here? Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, when you get to 11 before you count yourself, I don't know if you know that. That means there's too many dudes on the field. Bills lost 24-22 to the Broncos. What did I tell you? Take the 7.5. Did I not tell you that, Dacus? Yes, I did. And I told all you out there, people thought I was crazy. When I got off the air, a couple of my friends texted me like, there ain't no way the Broncos are going to beat this Bills team. They're going to get off that mat. They're going to do this. Well, why did you think that? What have they really shown you this year? They turned the ball over at a ridiculous rate. They, and a good Cook ran for 109 yards, but only had 12 carries. Like he was eating, but they did that. Ken Dorsey on one drive fed in the ball. They went down there and actually scored. I don't know. It's unbelievable. This Buffalo Bills team, like where they are now, 5-5 on the season. And do you know that this Bills team has the toughest remaining schedule in football?
And now don't have an offensive coordinator either.
Ken Dorsey. And by the way, can I just tell you something? I don't know if Ken Dorsey, because he was such an average quarterback on an exceptional football team at Miami, understood how to coach and run an offense with an average offense and an exceptional quarterback. I mean, they kept going out there. They'd be in the 2x2 80% of the damn time. If you do that much, you know what? I don't know if you know this. People are going to scheme for you. They're going to know what you're going to run. And Josh Allen has been. Do you know that he's been the second worst passer this year on passes over 15 yards?
Has he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that just terrible?
That is bad. But is Ken Dorsey the issue?
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but they turned Josh Allen into dynamite not too long ago. Remember his offensive coordinator was?
Yeah.
Who's not having a lot of fun in New York.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Brian Daboll is missed. Josh Allen misses Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll misses Josh Allen. Because ever since that marriage left, man, yeah, they made the playoffs last year, the Giants. They beat the Vikings in the first round. So they had a great season. This year, the wheels have fallen off. They're like the little Giants, not the Giants. And if you look at Buffalo, Sean McDermott is absolutely terrible. That team, I mean, I just don't understand. And by the way, you go zero coverage and you get the sack. You all out blitz. You go out there, you make that big play. I'm like, damn right, Buffalo's going to make it. He wasn't going to kick it. That wind was swirling up there in Buffalo. He wasn't going to make it from 50-some-odd yards. And then you go out there and you do the same thing. You get that pass interference call, which, by the way, can I just tell you something that I hate? And I agree, and it was Ryan Clark after the football game. I don't know if you heard him talking.
I did not.
He was like, it really is terrible that you reward the offense for a bad play. That was a bad throw. He did try to turn and look back, but what is what is the defender supposed to do? I get it. They're going to call it. I'm not sitting there saying that they're not going to.
Right.
But it is bad football, as he put it. Like, it was overall just a bad football play. I mean, it's a horrible throw. It was horrible defensive.
Just all around bad.
It was just all around bad football. But then it was also bad football in the fact that you had the kicker miss the damn kick. But then Buffalo was bad football because they had 12 men on the field, and the end of that football game was just bad. Like, we're 10 man, that's just, I don't know, man. It was wild. It was absolutely, it was wild. It was wild. It was a wild week, man. A lot of field goals to win some football games this weekend. In fact, I think it was the most in many, many years.
Really?
Yeah, they were talking about it. I mean, like, how many game-winning field goals were walked off? You had the Broncos.
6.
It was 6? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's breaking some records, man. I mean, they were tight football games. The Seahawks and the Commanders was absolutely crazy. It was just, did you see that Seahawks-Commanders game, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
You know about the field goal fest, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then the explosion of offense, 27 points in the fourth quarter. If you had the under, you were crying. If you had the over, you were praising the big man upstairs. Because, man, that was crazy. That was a wild one. But, man, all kinds of close games this weekend. The Lions, they kicked the field goal to beat the Chargers. You had the Cardinals do the same thing to beat the Falcons. Browns did it to the Ravens. Yeah, it was a whack weekend. And, by the way, don't forget, the Steelers won by 4, but did you see how crazy tight that jump was down to the end?
Oh, yeah.
What can you say about Kenny Pickett and Mike Tomlin's got that team?
It's impressive, John.
It is impressive. Man, what's also impressive is that just AFC North. I mean, Baltimore Ravens, while they do have a weird issue about closing games out in the fourth quarter, I mean, it's crazy to think about. They should have beaten the Colts, had a bad fourth quarter. Still haven't figured out they lost the Steelers. But then they lose to the Browns, and they were dominant until the fourth quarter. And then they stopped being who they are. You got to figure that one out. But they got a tough one. Did you see the AFC North schedule this week?
No, I have not.
So you know what the standings are, right?
Vaguely, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the North might get everybody in the playoffs. I mean, you got the Ravens at 7-3, the Steelers at 6-3, the Browns at 6-3.
Ugh, that'd be an ugly playoff.
You have the Bengals at 5-4, and the Bengals are everybody's pick to win that damn division.
That
or
is
at least
true.
most people's.
Yeah.
And this week, the Ravens play Cincinnati coming off that loss. Also, the Ravens coming off that loss. That's going to be an absolute buck wild game. And, of course, the Browns. God, who did the Browns play? They played the Steelers this week, I believe. That's right. That's what it is. It's the Browns and the Steelers. So on Thursday night, you have the Bengals and the Ravens. And then on Sunday at 12 o'clock, you got the Steelers and the Browns. We finally got a great Thursday night football game. The Bengals and the Ravens is going to be off the chain. By the way, Baltimore, early line out, they're a 3.5-point favorite over the Bengals. Shoot, just thinking about that, who you got?
Too early to tell, John.
Too early to tell?
Oh, yeah. Got to see, who's looking right, who's looking wrong.
Well, I'm stoked with it. But the thing about that, I mean, you could, next week, Ravens and the Steelers, the Ravens and the Bengals, the Bengals get a win. That just changes, the whole complexion of everything. You would have them come back up. You could get them, the Bengals at 6-4. The Ravens would be 7-4. You, if you get a win by, let's say, the Steelers, one team's going to be 6-4. One's team's going to be 7-3. 7-3, and they're going to be the Steelers. If the Bengals win, the winner of the Steelers and the Browns game is going to be in first place.
That's crazy.
The AFC North is absolute.
It's a different type of football, John.
It's absolute lunacy. But anyway, I was talking a little bit earlier about how Josh is turning the ball over. By the way, Bills Mafia turned on himself last night. Did you see all the fights in the stands?
No.
Dude in a Josh Allen jersey got in a fight with another Bills fan in another jersey.
Wow.
It's all kind of
Turn on your own kind.
Josh Allen, Sean McDermott, Ken Dorsey's horrible offensive play calling this season.
Scapegoat.
Dude, he's not the scapegoat.
He might be.
Hey, he's looking for a job.
I know he is.
So what time did they release him?
I don't know. It was this morning sometime, wasn't it?
I was just wondering if it was you wake up, was it the first thing you saw?
It was the first thing I saw, but I wake up so late that most things are the first thing I see, and whenever it happens.
Nice. Well, he's played absolutely awful, but I also want to go back to a little bit of quarterback talk real quick. So, speaking about the NFL, the quarterback is so important. Do you know, though, I'm just kind of curious, and I'm going to just give you some quarterback comparisons. Right now, the Texans and the Browns, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Deshaun Watson or C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud. Too much baggage with Deshaun.
Dude, there really is too much baggage with Deshaun. But did you by any chance catch C.J. Stroud's post-game, basically after they won the Bengals and he brought him back and how well they've been playing? Did you see basically his little post-game presser?
I did not, no.
You can't help but like this kid.
Did you see what he said earlier in the week?
No.
He said, maybe this one earlier this week, maybe it was last week, and he said, football players want to be basketball players want to be football players, and we all just want to be baseball players.
Damn, that's funny. He said, but this week after the ball game, they were talking basically, everybody's gushing over his performance and how well he's played. And he says, how did you do this? You were brought to a horrible franchise. Oh, my God, they'd won 3 games in the last 3 years, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Going off. And he goes, God wouldn't put anything on me that I can't handle. It's not about me. It's about him and his glory. So that's where I come from. God made me like that. Man, isn't that pretty strong?
Yeah, I like that.
Dude, and he went on and he talked about how he doesn't deserve his grace and his mercy, but he still gives it to me, and he loves him for that. This dude, let me just tell you something. His play on the field, the way he carries himself, you want this dude, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, do you think the Browns are happy that they gave $230 million to Deshaun Watson? Would you rather have gotten C.J. Stroud on a rookie deal or guaranteed $230 million to Deshaun?
Well, that's I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, I definitely think you have to say
Deshaun
CJ
looked
Stroud.
good though. I mean, I can't
Well,
lie.
he's had one good game. He's been injured a whole lot this
That is
year.
true.
But that Browns defense is vicious, and I'm talking about the quarterback situation because in the AFC North, man, you got the Browns who, that defense is so good. If Deshaun Watson can get back to being just 65-70% of what he was when he was in Houston, when he was on those runs, this Browns team could, be pretty damn good. That whole damn division's good. It's crazy. And one other quarterback one, because I'm about to get into college quarterbacks for Heisman and mess your head up, but this is going to mess your head up. Trevor Lawrence, Baker Mayfield, who do you think's the best quarterback in Florida?
Trevor Lawrence.
You would be wrong if you looked at the statistics.
Well, statistics don't tell you everything.
Well, the statistics are screaming at you. Baker Mayfield plays for a pretty bad team, right?
He sure does.
Well, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks are only one game back, half a game back actually, the New Orleans Saints. They are 4-5. Jacksonville is 6-3 in a bad division. They just got waxed by San Francisco. But this year, has Trevor Lawrence really played well? 2,120 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not that great, right?
Right.
Baker Mayfield, 2,143 yards, barely more, 14 touchdowns, 5 more touchdown passes,
Wow.
5 interceptions, 1 fewer interception, completing 65% of his passes. And he's got his QBRs higher than Trevor Lawrence at 93.7 to his 89. Crazy. Baker Mayfield playing better football than Trevor Lawrence.
Are you going to ask me the same question of who I'd rather have?
Now I was going to say, but which player would you rather
Trevor
have?
Lawrence.
All day
every
long.
day. Every day.
Yeah, me too. The numbers, though, say CJ Stroud's playing out of his mind. The better than Deshaun Watson. Deshaun has $230 million guaranteed. I'm taking CJ. Trevor and Baker, I'm doing the same thing. Going to the college game. Heisman favorite. Who's your Heisman favorite right off the bat? Just, you don't have to really think about it. Just kind of like, who do you think right now the voters think is the leader in the
Marvin
House?
Harrison. That's my leader.
Wide receiver. Please don't do this.
I'm a former wide receiver, John. I played wide receiver in high
I
school.
hear you,
so
but man, I don't know if you know this.
receivers.
Desmond Howard ain't walking through that dough.
Well, he is on game day.
He is, and I'm sure he's screaming for.
He sure is. Well, no, he's not.
Because
No.
he hates
No,
Ohio
'cause he's a
State.
Michigan guy.
He's a
that's
Michigan
right.
guy. But I mean, he's a wide receiver, man. You got to
Ah,
still rate.
no. Those ties run deeper.
Man, well, to the quarterbacks, surprising. This blew. Look, there's some things that blew my mind today. So Jaden Daniels, all right.
I'd have to say Jaden Daniels probably my Heisman favorite. He's unbelievable. That kid can go.
Man, his numbers are ridiculous.
They sure are.
I mean, they are absolutely insane what he's doing this year. And I'm just kind of curious because, like, Bo Nix is who I thought. And right now, the people in Vegas, they got Bo Nix plus 120.
You know what? I would maybe throw Bo Nix a bone.
Bo Nix is plus 120 for the odds right now. Michael Penix Jr. is plus 300. Jaden Daniels plus 380.
You know, John-
Marvin Harrison Jr. plus 450. Those are the top 4 guys.
You know, John, that's cool and all, but every time I open up ESPN.com, CBSSports.com, turn on Game Day, I'm hit with these bodacious signs, and I'm tired of them, John. I hope he is not even invited to the Heisman ceremony.
Well, Jaden Daniels, by the way, I think is coming on strong. You got to think about what he did this last week. He's the first quarterback in FBS history to throw for 350 plus yards, rush for 200 plus yards. He also became the SEC, like the second SEC quarterback to throw for 200 yards and rush for 200 yards, and he did that by the third quarter. Mm-hmm. He set the single game total yards record in the SEC at 606. And he got so crazy on that performance that game ended up reaching 64 million people.
Wow.
That's pretty interesting, the online and TV. Now, he is, you would, like a lot of people think of Jaden Daniels and you think of his legs, right?
Sure, yeah.
That's kind of what you think of.
Oh, yeah.
Bo Nix, who do you think has more passing yards, Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels?
Oh, Jaden Daniels, 100%.
Man, he does. What about rushing yards?
Yeah, of course, Jaden Daniels.
Man, he has 800 more yards.
I was about to say, he probably blows him out of the water with that.
Dude, passing touchdowns. How many do you think Jaden Daniels has thrown for?
Oh, I know this. It's Oh,
It's crazy.
It's like 22, maybe
He's
more.
thrown for 30
Oh, wow,
touchdown
I
passes.
was way off.
All right, so Jaden Daniels,
It was 18
Caleb
like
Williams,
6 months ago. I shouldn't have said 22.
Michael Penix Jr. These are the best quarterbacks in the country, right?
Uh-huh.
And of course, Jaden Daniels, by the way, passer efficiency is beating
All of them.
all of them,
Wow.
and by a huge margin. A huge margin. He's 202. Second best is 187, and that would be J.J. McCarthy. But the yards are completely out of control. J.J. McCarthy, 18 touchdown passes. Again, Jaden Daniels, 30 through the air. My man's rushed for 9 touchdowns.
Incredible.
He's thrown for 3,064 yards. He's thrown for more yards than everybody except for Michael Penix Jr., who's thrown for 300 more yards than him this year. And Michael Penix Jr. has thrown 2 fewer touchdowns. So I'm just saying, man, Jaden Daniels, those odds at plus 380 are looking pretty good for the Heisman because he's getting a lot of traction, and he still has a big game left against Alabama. Could make that's a pretty good return, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they already lost it.
I was about to say,
Never mind.
I didn't know who you were talking about.
I'm forgetting. Who's their last game against that was actually a pretty decent
Hold
game?
on. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, pull it up because, man, I just had a...
Texas A&M.
That's what
Fighting Texas Aggies.
Man, that's what I was thinking the whole time.
Man,
you go out there
red.
and you slap the Aggies around. Go out there and you rush for 200 and throw for another 200.
Yeah.
You got a strong case. Again, I love the odds plus 380, but we got a lot.
But John, hold on, let me ask you this real quick. I know we got to get to a break, but the Heisman voters, some of them, they look
Because
at record
LSU's
before they look at exactly. I hate that about Heisman voters, but it's a real thing.
Well, how are you going to slice the difference between Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix? I think they take away from each other because I think Bo Nix gets revenge on Washington.
Ooh.
Each team will have won one game. Their numbers are so statistically similar. Caleb Williams is out with the season that they've had.
Yeah.
All the voters in the South are going to be going Jaden Daniels, Jaden Daniels,
That's true.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. I'm
I'm telling
in
you,
again.
plus 380.
Why
I
not?
feel like this is a good opportunity.
I like it.
Jaden Daniels having a 6-6 season. We're talking with David Cobb from CBSSports.com on the other side. Sports 56 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The 8-2 Memphis football team is home for a huge conference game against SMU this Saturday, November 18th. It's a blackout, so wear black and cheer hard for the biggest game of the season. Tickets start at just $20 as Memphis football continues to work toward a berth in the American Championship game. Be at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium Saturday, November 18th. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
Let's end this year with a bang with Gossett Mitsubishi's Mitsubishi Motors year-end sales event. You want huge savings? We Gossett. The awards keep coming for the world's first and best-selling plug-in hybrid SUV, 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, 420 total range and PGE. We Gossett at $299.96 a month. Plus, 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, buy for $26,850 or $379 a month. Plus, IIHS top safety pick in seat 7, 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander, $32,185 or $399 a month. All equipped with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it, we Gossett. Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike or 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV PZ062,303 MSRP 44,355 84 months 500 military and conquest or loyalty rebate. Outlander RZ 006545 MSRP 33,185 Sport RU 001,004 MSRP 27,850 includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Want even more excitement on game day? It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. Just pick 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you could win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and easy to make your picks, and with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals, Prize Picks is the place to play this season. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Sweat it out, watch your entry update in real time, and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. Take your game day experience to the next level with Prize Picks. And right now, you go to prizepicks.com/primetime and use code PRIMETIME. Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/primetime with code PRIMETIME for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
Grapevine Liquor and Wine has the largest selection of bourbon in North Mississippi and wines from all over the world. Let Jimmy the Delta Boy help you select the perfect spirit or wine to impress. Whether you're looking for the best price or a certain flavor profile, Grapevine Liquor and Wines has it. If you want good southern treatment and the hottest prices, Grapevine Liquor and Wine, Getwell Road, South Haven.
Hotty toddy, gosh almighty, where do you get your bourbon? Flim flam, bim bam, Grapevine, by damn.
Response to the all-new Genesis Diamonds has been incredible. People are loving what we've brought to Memphis. Genesis is a different kind of jewelry store with more jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. But value is just a piece of the Genesis difference. They're taking consumer protection to a whole new level with non-commissioned salespeople, free service for life on any purchase, and a nationwide price guarantee. And listen to this. Genesis is so confident in their diamonds that they offer a groundbreaking 120% upgrade guarantee. This means when you buy a diamond now and bring it back in the future to upgrade it, you'll get your entire original purchase price plus an extra 20%. So if you spend $5,000 on your original diamond, Genesis will give you $6,000 when you trade up to a bigger diamond. Think about it. We'll pay you more than you paid us for the same diamond. Who else does this? Discover the Genesis difference, forever changing how people in Memphis buy diamonds and fine jewelry at Poplar & Perkins, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Now, this is the weather Sunrise was made for. You can enjoy sunrise downtown on Jefferson or sunrise east on Poplar all year long. But there's something special about tucking into a hot, fresh, delicious breakfast when there's just a bit of cool in the air. It's true for lunch, too. There's nothing like a perfect burger when you've got your coat hanging on the back of your chair. You know the food at both Sunrise locations is made just for you when you order it. And now you can enjoy it while you're not being outside in the cold. Warm up with some Sunrise.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the lab again, yo.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with little Brian Dacus all day long, all day strong. But it's Tuesday, and we're so blessed because Tuesday, 11:30ish, we get to talk with David Cobb from CBSSports.com. This is all brought to you by Scooters Plus at 3425 Summer Avenue. Check them out 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. They got ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, motorcycles, scooters, go-karts, side-by-sides, you name it. E-bikes, they got it. Parts, repairs, sales, and service, plus financing options available. You can check them out online at scootersplus.us. David Cobb, how is life treating you, good buddy?
Hey, John, life's treating me just fine. How's life treating you?
Man, I ain't complaining, bro. I was in the abyss this weekend, man. I went on a bad spell, but I brought it all back, man. It was amazing. It was like one of those things where you feel so blessed. But one of the reasons I lost a whole lot of money was because Ole Miss took a beating. I feel like the dumbest person in the world putting any money on Ole Miss versus Georgia. What an idiot. What an idiot I am. Also, the other one that was really bad was Kansas. That, like, when their quarterback gets – like, what do you do when your quarterback gets knocked out in the first quarter? Like, and you go to a freshman from Indiana. Still almost covered.
He was out there slinging it around. He wasn't bad.
I mean, he wasn't, I guess, bad for a freshman from Indiana. But I mean, would he complete like 40% of his passes? He stood in there. He made some good plays with his feet, and he made some big runs and completed a couple passes. But damn it, they didn't cover.
That's what matters. If you don't cover, then I mean, what are we even doing?
That's what I'm saying. If Beam was still in there, brother, we had that game locked up. But man, what a wild weekend in sports. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you. I guess we got to start at the top, and I got to start at the top with Georgia, who beat the brakes off of Ole Miss. Carson Beck looks like that dude. My man has got ice water through his veins. He never looks rattled by anything. His offensive line keeps him clean in the pocket, and they got some weapons now. And again, he is just accurate as all get out. Defense is better than I actually expected it to be. How good is this Georgia Bulldogs team?
Good enough to win a third straight national title. Good enough for Carson Beck to win the Heisman Trophy. There you go. That's how good Georgia is. I mean, maybe we just get bored with them because they've been the reigning national champions now a couple of years running. But they are elite. They are great. There's just so much else going on right now that maybe we're not fixated on Georgia like we have been in years past. And that's good. Like, that's good. The college football has enough storylines and enough other items of interest to keep our attention from just one or two teams, right? And Michigan's getting a lot of oxygen right now. Washington and Oregon are in the mix. Florida State is back. Texas has a whole lot going on right now. And then, we got Alabama all the way down there at 8 in the college football playoff rankings. So just because there's other stuff going on right now in college football and we're not talking about Georgia as much doesn't mean that they are not elite. They are elite. They're really good offensively, better than they have been, I think, at any point under Kirby Smart. So they are the real deal.
They are the real deal. And Carson Beck, like I said, I think he's great. Thrown for 3,000-plus yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But I was saying this before you came on. Jaden Daniels is doing stuff that I've never seen. You throw Tim Tebow up in there. I don't care who you throw out there. My man's thrown for 30 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. He's rushed for 900 yards and 9 touchdowns. His passer efficiency rate is 202. He's 25 points higher than the next best player, J.J. McCarthy. Like Jaden Daniels, you mentioned Carson Beck. Yeah, he could win a Heisman because of the way he's playing. But wouldn't you think that he's the second best quarterback in the SEC behind him?
Yeah, no. I mean, if the Heisman Trophy is genuinely the best individual player award,
which is supposed to be.
Yeah, right. And team success is not factored into the equation, then Jaden Daniels deserves to win it. I'm just being realistic. I don't have a vote, but when I look at it and I see that in all likelihood this becomes a team award and it goes to the best player on the best team, then that's why I see Carson Beck as a viable candidate. But I'm with you. Jaden Daniels has been spectacular this year. And how about LSU kind of wasting it, right?
No kidding.
3 losses now, and we kind of give USC a hard time for wasting Caleb Williams. Well, I think we got to do the same thing
with Brian Kelly
in LSU. They were supposed to be better this year. They're not, and the defense is largely responsible for that. But they've wasted Jaden Daniels, and it's the same thing, really, as USC. It's almost exactly the same. The 2 rock star hires of last year's coaching cycle, they've got these incredible, rare talents at quarterback, but their defenses are so bad that it keeps them from accomplishing anything as a team. And so how are we grading Brian Kelly? How are we grading Lincoln Riley coming up on the end of year 2? I don't know that you can give them much better than a B, if that, for the way they've sort of squandered the talent they've had on offense.
I hope you said a D. I think they get a D. Like they've done terrible with the defense that they put around him. But the one thing, Lincoln Riley, he hadn't just squandered Caleb Williams. He also squandered Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray. I mean, he's just kind of known to do that, it feels like. But back to Georgia. They beat the brakes off of Ole Miss. They beat a Missouri team last week that just throttled Tennessee. And now you got Georgia and Tennessee playing each other in Knoxville. Last real big game of the year in Knox Vegas. The line, Georgia only 10.5. It looks easy peasy because I have no idea who Tennessee is, though, honestly. I really don't know which who is Tennessee? Can you help me?
Yeah, they are a Jekyll and Hyde bunch, man. But they've really not beaten anybody that's very good. Think about the Texas A&M win. Tennessee offensively in that game was not effective. They won the football game. Give them credit.
Punt
Their
return.
defense was really good. The punt return, special teams contributed a ton in that game. So, who has Tennessee beaten this year? We look at and say, okay, there's a result that I can hang my hat on and take Tennessee plus 10.5 to the bank. There's nobody on that schedule that Tennessee's had success against that makes you believe they can keep it close against Georgia. So we saw what Georgia did to Ole Miss, and I get it. Home field advantage, massive here. It would be better if Tennessee had beaten Missouri. Neyland would have been, like, at peak form. But it'll still be, like, 6 to 7 points worth of difference being in Neyland versus being in Athens. If this game was at Sanford Stadium, the spread ought to be like 18.5 or something. But Neyland makes a difference. I just don't know that it makes that much of a difference because the way Georgia is playing right now, I see them going in there and really dominating that football game. I mean, Tennessee just – I don't think they're going to be able to run the football well enough against Georgia to keep pace with that Georgia offense.
Can Washington, by the way, out on the West Coast, can they dodge another bullet? They got Oregon State. They have to go to Corvallis. Oregon State's favored in this game.
Yeah, and Oregon State's playing really well, too. I mean, they just obliterated Stanford. Washington has been limping a little bit, playing around with their food, messed around the same Stanford team that Oregon State's killed. It feels to me like might be run out of gas, and it's a time somebody in this top 8 of college football. It takes a lot.
Hold tight real quick.
We're
Dacus, go ahead and get Cobb real quick. We just lost him for a minute. But again, Oregon State talking about playing great. They dropped Stanford 62-17. They beat Colorado. They do have that blemish with Arizona. But they got a tough road. They get Washington at home this week. And then next week they go to Oregon. So the Beavers, man, talk about closing out the year hard. They definitely have a tough schedule. David, what's up, brother?
Well, I was just saying it's about time that somebody in the top 8 of these college football playoff rankings takes a loss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been sitting here with the same order for a couple of weeks now, and Washington is a prime candidate because of how well Oregon State is playing right now.
By the way, Texas, like, what do you think about Texas now? They got Quinn Ewers back. They almost tried to give it back to TCU last week, but, during the meat of the game, they kind of took over.
I'm a little worried, honestly, though, because Jonathan Brooks is done for the year. Who is there? I mean, he's their star running back, and it's not like they don't have other talented backs, but he's a large part of their offense. And now they've got a couple of reasonably tough games to close out the season. I think it's Texas
Iowa
Tech
State and Texas Tech.
Yeah, right. So it's nothing's going to come easy for the Horns, and then they got to beat whoever shows up at the Big 12 championship game. Who knows who that's going to end up being? I don't know. I don't know that I love Texas's path. It feels to me like they are kind of like Washington, just trying to hold it together with duct tape at this point, whereas some of these other teams are continuing to get better. Like I don't necessarily feel that way about Texas. It feels to me as they are treading water, whereas Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, they are starting to play their best football at the right time. I don't feel that way about Texas or Washington right now.
It makes a whole lot of sense. I feel you right there. Now, we got to get to some other things. We got to clean a little bit of house again. We talked about Georgia being the breaks off Ole Miss. They have Tennessee. Missouri, we didn't really talk about. Man, what a job Eli's done. That team, I mean, Brady Cook is a baller. Like, they deserve some accolades, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be sniffing the top 10 when it's all said and done here because they're going to jump Tennessee this week. I mean, Louisville's up there with one loss. I certainly believe Missouri is better than Louisville. They'll probably jump Penn State.
They barely survived. But remember, Louisville barely survived against Virginia.
Yeah. I mean, so you got 3 teams ranked ahead of Missouri that lost. And meanwhile, Missouri just crushed Tennessee. So they might be 10 this week, probably 11, though. And that's impressive for Eli and that program because they were not going anywhere until this year. And then they put it all together, man. He made some really good coordinator hires, and the key to it all has been Luther Burden and Brady Cook, man. They are, and shoot, Schrader, too.
Dude, I was going to say, the former walk-on, man, what he did like to Tennessee, I mean, the kid came from Truman State, and he's leading the SEC in rushing yards per game.
He dominated that game. He just completely dominated that game, which was I mean, impressive. It was an impressive performance. So,
he would have had the best week of the year. I mean, the best week for the SEC players if it wasn't for Jaden Daniels. I mean, he rushed for 205 yards. He had 116 yards receiving, scored a touchdown. He was nasty.
Yeah, no, so and we're going to be talking about Missouri now for a New Year's Six game. Which, how about this? Does that get Eli Drinkwitz into the conversation at Texas A&M? I'm just saying, nobody's mentioned him whatsoever.
Man, look at you. You know exactly where I was going because I was about to say Ross B. York. He's the AD in Texas A&M. You know him from Oxford back in the day. He's the one who gave him that big check. He said that he's the reason that he fired him, that it was his decision alone. I don't believe that at all. He said the program's basically stuck in neutral. He has to get a home run hire. David Cobb, who is that home run?
I don't know, man. I disagree. I don't think he needs a home run hire. I think he needs a smart hire, a savvy hire, a coach who can actually coach. Because Texas A&M recruits itself with the NIL budget that they have. Like the facilities, everything that you need is there at Texas A&M to win. You just need a smart football coach who has sound scheme and sound strategy. So that could be somebody as unspectacular as Jeff Traylor at UTSA. It could be Mike Elko at Duke, who just makes too much sense, honestly. I know their record isn't going to be fantastic at Duke this year, but they're still going to make a bowl with a really difficult schedule when their star quarterback has been hurt and out for much of this season, and they've been playing a third stringer. And Mike Elko has that team in good enough position in year two to go to back-to-back bowls after he inherited a mess from David Cutcliffe. He was great as the defensive coordinator at Texas A&M. I think Mike Elko, he's not spectacular. It's not like hiring Deion Sanders or Brian Kelly or Lincoln Riley or whatever, but he's a really good football coach who knows the territory.
And, you also, everybody, Dan Lanning is perfect. A lot of people think, or Kalen DeBoer. I don't know if Kalen's going to leave. I doubt it. He has a good little, thing going in Washington. But Dan Lanning's already come out and said he is not leaving. He loves Oregon. Oregon has the money. He likes that his kids are going to grow up there, yada, yada, yada. And he looks so Oregon. I wrote that down when I was watching the USC game. Like, he is Oregon through and through. So I doubt he leaves. What would you think about if they went out there and got Urban Meyer? Now, Urban Meyer, of course, he went up there and met with the people at Michigan State, Texas A&M. I mean, Urban Meyer wins. If you want to get a natty, he goes out there and do it. He might not be squeaky clean. Do you think do you think they're looking at Urban? I'm sure there's some communication there, but Urban's pretty forceful about not wanting to get back into it. Honestly, he feels stale at this point to me. Too much of a retread. Jimbo was a retread hire who had gone south at Florida State. It feels like you go Urban, it's almost the same thing, just a guy with a little bit more of a track record. And so I think they need something fresh, something new, somebody who can go in there, scheme it up, somebody with a little fresh energy, fresh juice, a little bit of life. Think they could steal a Lance Leopold? Would that work? No, I think he's set, man. I think he's doing the landing, and he's going to stay at Kansas. You gotta like have a certain level of energy to go to Texas A&M with those expectations, because you got everything you need to win. You need a young and ambitious coach, right? You don't need a retread coach there. Like, you need somebody who's going to be willing to put in 85 hours a week for that paycheck. Lance Leipold can do 60 hours a week at Kansas, be the best coach they've had in this century, and just keep making money, right? And you go to Texas A&M, there's just so much that's required of you. And, like, for a young and hungry coach who wants that break and that opportunity, I think that's the move. I'm not saying Mike Elko's a young man, but, I think he would probably be thrilled with that chance, So what about Jed Fish? I love that one. I think Jed Fish would actually make a ton of sense. He's done like my age. Incredible job. Yeah, he's done an incredible job at Arizona. My man is out there turning the Wildcats from like the worst Power 5 team in the country to a ranked team that's just ripping off wins left and right. He's going to play an exciting offense. All right, Jimbo. I think he would be a great. I like him better than Elko. I don't know what it is. I like Elko. He's an offensive coach. Yeah. And I think Texas A&M needs that because Jimbo was a quote-unquote offensive coach, but his offenses were boring and they stunk. Jed Fish's offenses are fun and exciting, and they put up points. So I think, that's why it's attractive. Now, if you're Mississippi State, what the hell do you do? Like, how are you? Zach Arnett. By the way, before, dude, you didn't even let him finish out his first year. Like, damn, man, come on, State. That felt ruthless. I know, man. That just felt so ruthless. But realistically, like, where does Mississippi State go from here?
Yeah, I think Jamie Chadwell is my first call. And the coach down at Troy, Summerall, he's done a tremendous job at Troy. And he's a defensive coach. But my man is like a winner. And he's familiar with the game. And he was at Kentucky before in the SEC. In that sense, maybe he's even more attractive than Chadwell. Anytime you hear Chadwell, yeah. I think he would be perfect because he's consistently winning at Troy. He has assistant experience in the SEC. I think he would be a really sensible, logical, realistic hire for Mississippi State. I think Chadwell would be exciting, but everybody seems to want to crap on the fact that Jamie Chadwell has no Power 5 experience, right? Like, okay, whatever. It doesn't bother me at all. But if you want somebody with a little bit of Power 5 juice on their resume, John Summerall would really be a great fit.
When I look around just basically the college landscape and the NFL landscape, I mean, you look around at what coach's main job are. I mean, Bill Belichick, everybody calls him the GOAT. When he was with the Browns, I mean, he had some good football players. He had, Hostetler, Testaverde, Kosar. Did not win, got fired, defensive coordinator 5 years, goes to New England, gets Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady. We know the rest is history. But you put somebody else in there, Mac Jones, it ain't working. So it's basically you got to, evaluate for a college coach. You got to evaluate that young talent, get it in there, and then you got to develop it. That's the most important thing for a coach. Right now, who do you think's one of the, who's out there that you think's the best at evaluating and developing quarterbacks?
Yeah, Lane Kiffin comes to mind. I think that's his strength as a coach is his development of quarterbacks. At Ole Miss, you saw it with Matt Corral and now with Jackson Dart. They just get so much better once they're in his system and under his tutelage for a year or two.
I didn't pay him to say that either, people.
Well, and then Kalen DeBoer out at Washington, he and Michael Penix, look at Michael Penix without Kalen DeBoer, the couple of years there at Indiana, and then look at Michael Penix with Kalen DeBoer early on at Indiana and now at Washington. It's a night and day difference when those two are paired together. And so I think Kalen DeBoer is one of those guys with a reputation like that now.
I gotta say, I love it all. Now, I can't believe this. I haven't even got to college basketball, bro. David Cobb covers college football and college basketball over at CBSSports.com. David, I know you're very busy with college basketball, but I got to ask you, how about them Tigers?
How about them, man? What a win at Missouri. Incredible performance on the road against an NCAA tournament team from last season. So I love what I'm seeing from them, man. They're deep. They're big. I don't necessarily feel like they're the most athletic team that Penny's had, but they're big.
But
they're
they
veteran.
Can shoot.
Yeah, that helps. That they might be the best shooting team he's had.
By far, I think. Jaquan Walton's a stroker. Quinterly can hit the three. You got, David Jones can pull out there and stroke it.
He likes to shoot too. That man
loves to shoot.
Pull on a dime. Yeah. Memphis is fun right now. I love the fact that a team that has hardly played together went on the road, fell behind early, then found a way to come back and not only win but just demolish the opponent there. So a very encouraging sign for the Tigers.
So tell everybody what you got coming down the pipe over at CBSSports.com.
We got the bottom 25 rolling out here in a minute, and then we'll have live coverage tonight of the Champions Classic. Of course, all the big blue bloods in action tonight. So I'm live blogging on Kansas and Kentucky tonight.
Man, David, I know you're a busy man, so thank you so much for your time. Everybody follow him on Twitter at David W. Cobb. Read his work at CBSSports.com, and always listen to him right here at 11:30 on Tuesday. Be blessed, my friend.
Thanks, man.
We're back in two shakes. Don't forget, we got to talk about them Grizzlies, little Tigers, Zach Boyd, a little after 12. On the other side, a little sneaky info. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Here at Memphis Barbecue Supply, we have everything you need for your Thanksgiving feast. If you're smoking, deep frying, or putting that turkey in the oven, we got over 20 different turkey injections and brines to keep your meat juicy and moist. With brine bags and buckets, and 308 different rubs and sauces to choose from. If you're in need of fuel, Memphis Barbecue Supply carries 9 different types of wood chip, chunk, mini logs, and logs of wood, and over 4 tons of wood pellets in stock. And don't worry, we also carry thermometers, injectors, and all other sorts of gadgets that you might need to simplify your cook. And for any questions that you might have, our knowledgeable staff is always eager to help. Memphis Barbecue Supply is located at 7041 Stage Road in Memphis, or you can order online at mbbqsupply.com. Follow us on all the social media platforms for recipes, new products, and barbecue news.
Year-end means huge savings at Gossett Kia on the Pike with the season of giving back. How about 41 MPG for those holiday road trips? 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Family road trip, 2024 Kia Sportage LX with class-leading cargo room and rear seat leg room, $299 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And get where you're going for less in a 2023 Kia EV6 Wind, 134 City, 101 Highway MPGE, $379 a month, $49.99 due at signing, all 36-month lease. Plus a free Charger with your EV purchase and Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month lease, $650 acquisition fee. Must finance through Hyundai, Forte LXS, PE 694,095, MSRP 21,610, Sportage R722, 7239, MSRP 28,715, EVP 560, 3393, MSRP 50,200. Includes all rebates and incentives. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/30/2023 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
eBay Motors here for the ride. Elbow grease and a whole lot of love transformed 100,000 miles and a body full of rust into a drive entirely its own. LED headlights, spoilers, whatever you need, eBay Motors has it all at affordable prices. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride every time. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to bring home the win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
If you've tried to buy a Rolex watch lately, you know how difficult it is. New models are in rare supply. Some jewelers put you on wait lists. Others make you buy their other jewelry at inflated prices just to be considered for a Rolex purchase. Well, that's all changed now that Genesis Diamonds has arrived. Genesis Diamonds is the premier dealer of luxury pre-owned Rolex timepieces. People who come in are shocked to see Daytonas, Hulks, Submariners, Pepsis, Datejusts, all the hard-to-find Rolex watches ready to wear today. At Genesis, we've used our worldwide connections to find only the first luxury pre-owned Rolexes, immaculate, pristine watches, fairly priced with no strings attached, and with flexible financing options. So enough with the wait list and the retail jeweler games. Get the Rolex of your dreams today at Genesis Diamonds. And if you already have a Rolex and are interested in trading up, we also have Rolex buyers on site every day. Just another example of how we're forever changing the jewelry landscape here. Genesis Diamonds, official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans at Poplar and Perkins Extended.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes Rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus. My goodness, man. Got a little sneaky information about Lane Kiffin, but first I want to remind you, it's lunchtime. Are you hungry? Head over to Neil's Bar and Grill. That's right. Yeah, 5727 Quince Road, where the Fat Man rocks. I know you think about it when you go listen to music. It's a great bar. It's a great party atmosphere. But in the daytime, man, they got their lunch menu Monday through Friday. Meat and 2 veggies, $9.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $11.95. It is Tuesday. They got grilled salmon, spaghetti with meat sauce, chicken, fried catfish. They got Italian spinach, mashed potatoes, roasted potatoes, fried okra, steamed broccoli. They got it all going over at Neil's Bar and Grill. Go check them out for lunch, and don't forget to party there like a rock star. Now, Lane Kiffin, now that Jimbo Fisher has been fired, do you know currently he is the 4th longest serving coach in the SEC? Only Saban, Stoops, and Smart have been at their programs longer than Lane Kiffin. And let's just not forget, Lane Kiffin back in 2019 was still at Florida Atlantic. That's right. This is his 4th season at Ole Miss, and he's the 4th longest serving coach currently at his institution. That's pretty wild to me. Now, on the other side, guess what? We got to talk about this Tigers basketball team because they are awesome and they are deep, and I love talking about them. And the Grizzlies, they're back in action tonight. They got to win versus the Clippers because James Harden was so bad. Can they get one against the Lakers? Lakers only a 4.5-point favorite. That game's not till 9:30, so get ready to stay up late tonight, peeps. Zach Boyd on the other side, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
You lock the door.
The 8-2 Memphis football team is home for a huge conference game against SMU this Saturday, November 18th. It's a blackout, so wear black and cheer hard for the biggest game of the season. Tickets start at just $20 as Memphis football continues to work toward a berth in the American Championship game. Be at Simmons Bank, Liberty Stadium, Saturday, November 18th. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78. That's Lamar. And the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Fall is in the air, and so are Choate's Early Bird Specials. Right now, receive $1,000 off the purchase of a new Carrier gas furnace. Carrier furnaces come with some of the best warranties in the industry, and Choate's has been professionally installing them for over 60 years. As a Carrier factory authorized dealer, Choate's also offers competitive financing solutions for you and your family. If your heating system is in good shape, make sure you take advantage of Choate's Early Bird Tune-Up Special for $60. This tune-up is an in-depth 20-point inspection to make sure your furnace is ready for the winter season ahead. So call 347-8086 to schedule your Early Bird Special today. And turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Bryant Dacus. You can also hear Dacus. You don't hear him that much during my show, but you hear a whole lot of him from 3 to 6 with Brett Norsworthy. Oh, yeah. Listen to him from 3 to 6, but you hear Zach Boyd in the morning. Rack City Zach. He's with me. It's Tuesday. It's 12 o'clock. We're going to talk Grizzlies, Tiger football, Tiger basketball. But first, we got to talk about wearing some swag. Like, I hate to say this, man. Let's just be real, Zach. We're very blessed in one aspect, that we can come to work in our little work attire. We don't have to dress up very much. Now, when I go down to Oxford, I got to look good.
Yeah.
I finally found a place that makes me look good.
Okay.
Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. You need to go down there. You need a new shoe game, they got you covered. You need a new hat game, they got you covered from head to toe. Plus, they have all your jeans, your fall fashions. They got it all. And they can get your girl all dressed up. You know what I'm saying? I know you got a new girl. Got to have her looking good. Frontier Western Store has a ladies' boutique. Plus, if y'all ever have any kids, man, they got a children's department. I got you covered at Frontier Western Store from head to toe. 5080 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Or shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. What's up, Zach?
What did you do, Johnny?
Man, just chilling. I will tell you, Friday night was one of my... It was one of the most exciting nights for me as a Tiger basketball fan in a long time, because my expectations have not been out of whack. Everybody has been telling me how good this team is, how deep this team is, how great all these pieces are going to be. And then, of course, we didn't get Dre. Mikey Williams got an issue with, like, shooting some folks. He ain't coming. So there's a little this, there's a little that. I mean, I remember Caleb Mills at Florida State, slasher. I didn't know how Quinterly was, like, all these pieces were going to fit together. Friday night in that second half, I was buck wild, and I fell in love with this basketball team. How's it make you feel watching the first two games?
Mid-season form is going to be crazy for this team. I think it's just a matter of time before, they clean up the little details and everything where they look like one of the most dominant teams in college basketball.
I mean, like right now, you look at their guard play, just like their guards and their forwards. They have them in bunches.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about Quinterly has handles like I have not seen. I mean, he is just silky smooth. Plus, he's heady. He's played a lot of basketball. When he got trapped with 2:30 left in the ball game, over in the quarter, he immediately calls a timeout. Not going to take a chance at turning the ball over. I like the way he took over the game in the second half. Jaquan Walton can flat out stroke. Best shooter on the team.
Easy.
Bro can just flat out score. David Jones ain't afraid of nothing. He can also hit the three, can get to the rack. He does kind of take over a little bit. I feel like it's a bad possession if you don't get Jaquan Walton at least a touch and a look.
Yeah.
I mean, not every possession, but I'm saying you go about 3 or 4 possessions and he hadn't touched the ball, I'm screaming at the television, let the man at least touch it. Because he's got that stroke.
Yeah, I know. There are like a couple of offensive possessions where he was like open in the corner and they just didn't see him. But But no, like easily, Jones, Walton, and Quinterly. Those are your big three right now that you can say they got to. All three of them can go large, have good games, and still play their role really, really well. Around like with this team, and you mentioned a guard play, because I mentioned it multiple times, and I think a lot of other people has mentioned it as well. Like when it comes to tournament basketball, elite guard play is important. Like you got to make sure you have enough bigs on the floor too, but elite guard play is important. The only reason why I'm saying that is because Baylor, and that's the one team that's sticking out to me. Baylor had 4 guards that they were rotating in and out, and all 4 of them were balling. I think that was the Jared Butler, Davion Mitchell squad. Jared, all of them. Flagger, like they had 4 guys rotating in and out throughout the game, throughout the entire tournament, and they all 4 were going large at some point. All 4 made a difference at some point. So for the Tigers, I will like for them to be this deep. And they can go to multiple guards. Good. Let's keep them. Let's get them healthy. Keep them right. Let's get this team offensively. Get them organized again. Get them synergized on defense, and then let's keep it moving. Because I think their guard play can be one of the best in the country.
I also think again, I'm in love with the guards. I mean, heck, I'm in love with Jalen Young. Even dude, he comes in, there's energy. I love it. I mean, Hardaway's over there. There's just. It is a very deep backcourt, but also their forwards. I think Jonathan Pierre can turn into something. When I look how long and athletic he is, he could be a piece and give you some minutes. You got Nick Jourdain. He's in there at 6'9". I mean, you get a little bit of foul trouble at that position. You got 6'9", 220-pound bodies that are athletic that can go out there and throw out there almost at any time.
Yeah,
I love that aspect of it as well. And plus, Ashton Hardaway. He's a guy who, long, not very athletic, but he's got a good shot. I mean, there's about a lot of long bodies out there.
like you can go small ball and you can. Penny can probably in confidence say, we can rebound with a small ball lineup with a 6'9" stretch 4. So it's it's like I said, it's only a matter of time until everyone on this team starts to kind of. Be on that same wavelength. The type of teams that oh man, they're gonna get it going. They're a tough team to rattle here. So it's only a matter of time. Still early. You got Michigan. You got Alabama State coming up here
Friday,
and then you got Michigan.
Man, Battle for Atlantis tournament.
Yeah,
and Michigan chance to play probably Arkansas if they get past Michigan in the second game, and then either North Carolina or Nova. Damn, bro.
I think it's Arkansas. I want to say.
No, Arkansas would be the second game.
Second game, okay, yeah. So,
I'll pull it up. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. I know I got it in my phone. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but it's setting. It's set. It's. Again, this is a good road win for the Tigers going into Missouri, getting a win. I'm not sure exactly how good Missouri is going into the season. I wasn't aware of any type of preseason hype out of Missouri. I know
it's a tournament team from last year. Yeah, they shoot the 3 extremely well.
Yeah,
they didn't shoot it against the Tigers good. In the second half, they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is I think they were in the tournament last year, so. So you expect them to be a good team this year? I mean, they still got some returning pieces, but that was a very good road win. Down 14, flipped the script in the second half, and then you pretty much took over. That's the type of resiliency that you want to see throughout this entire season from this team.
Man, yeah, I'm fired up into the Battle for Atlantis. Yeah, I was actually correct. Stanford and Arkansas play in the quarterfinals. Memphis plays Michigan in the quarterfinals. Winners play each other in the semifinals. So hopefully it's Memphis and Arkansas because Arkansas is ranked 14th.
Yeah.
And then in the other bracket, you got Northern Iowa, North Carolina. North Carolina should cruise, and then Texas Tech and Villanova. So, yeah, man, that Battle for Atlantis is going to be nuts. It starts November 23rd, people.
So the Thanksgiving Day?
No, 22nd. Starts the 22nd.
Yeah, I thought it was the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about the deadgum semifinals, which are on the 23rd. Because I know we're getting past Michigan, baby.
Oh, well, John, I'm very superstitious. Don't say that.
Don't say sorry.
Don't say that.
Well, do you wear the same underwear to work every day because of your superstition?
For the last, how many years have I worked here? 3 years? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, man. You got a lot in common with Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Do you wash them?
No.
Yeah.
Do you know about the Pat Mahomes thing?
I've heard about it.
I'm gonna tell this story during Hardwood. It's kind of nasty.
But
Michigan will probably be in the top 25 next week, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not.
Not after we knock them off on the 22nd, brother.
That'll be. I'm saying the.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying on the 22nd they're going back down.
Okay.
Going down.
They might. They might not, but they might. Big win last night for them against St. John's.
But here's the thing: Michigan was good last night against St. John's.
Really? Beat them by 22.
They were really good last night.
They're the surprise team of the year so far.
It's St. John's, all right.
Hey, this is the same program that
at MSG.
Wasn't Rick Pitino's the head coach. So it's like, this is
but it's his first year.
That's still tough. That 22-point win, that's tough.
You do it in 3 years with Ricky P, and I'll be impressed.
Well, I agree with that, but still.
I don't know, but it's gonna be fun though. Juwan and Penny on the sidelines.
Yeah, if Juwan coaches, he hadn't coached at all this season because of he's still rehabbing from his heart surgery.
Yeah.
But there was thoughts he would be able to coach last night, so hopefully by next week he'll be able to go.
Fingers crossed.
That's right.
Fingers crossed. All right, now we got to keep our fingers crossed too for the Tiger football team, who I don't know what this football team likes to do. Does it love giving its fan base heart attacks? Because, man, Charlotte, you're down 10. They just score. They go up 10. You're under 6 minutes left in the ball game. And, of course, Tigers do what they do, and they come back down the field, send that Jun in overtime, and they pull out the victory.
Yeah. It's a common refrain every week for like the last 3 or 4 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
They either have a big lead, squander it, and then they got to find a game-winning touchdown drive to win, or they're down by double digits with, like you said, 6 minutes to go. And then
the North Texas game, 3 weeks ago, they pulled that one out of their keister for sure. They did it against Charlotte. South Florida, I don't remember much of that game. I just remember it was like 100 and some points.
Yeah.
In that game.
So
I guess I didn't bet on that game. That's one reason I probably don't remember it as much as I normally would.
Yeah. So it's at this point for me, and Brian might think a little differently. At this point for me, I don't really care what it looks like.
As long as you get the dub, that's great. But right now, you kind of got to think to yourself, while you've watched this Memphis team play football, and while you've watched SMU play football,
it's two different football teams.
SMU's been playing some good football.
It's two different football teams. Now, I will say, if there's any consolation in all of this, the conference leader right now, Tulane, they've been in some tight ball games the last 3 weeks, man.
True.
Like, they've been in some tight ball games. So while we sit here and we over criticize what the Tigers have looked like, and even though they're playing against down competition in the American, Tulane is playing the same type of competition as well, and they're pulling out the same victory. So it's just one of those things where at this point in the season, style points kind of matters, in addition to winning the game. So you would love to kind of get a blowout. I would love to kind of blow these teams out, but at this point, because like I said, you're the final 2 games left for the regular season, just find a way to win. Just get to the conference championship game, see how that fares out, and then you just go to your bowl game. Just find a way. You're right now at this point, you're pretty much, I wouldn't say guaranteed, but you're pretty much guaranteed 9 wins if you take care. If they lose to SMU but take care of Temple, that's 9 wins, and then looking at the bowl game, that's a 10-win season. So. Yeah, like you didn't fare too well against the strongest your strongest competitors.
I mean, losing,
but
Missouri
you got 10 wins.
Nothing to be shake your head at.
Yeah,
you'd like to get SMU a whole lot, but the thing is 11 o'clock in the morning, man. How many fans are going to show up to support this Tigers football team?
I hope so. This is the last home game.
Last home game of the season.
Senior day.
They're on the road against Temple, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, this senior
Damn,
day.
I hope they come out and actually decide to tackle.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice because, like, it's frustrating watching watching them play defense. And that's the funny thing about these last few games with the football team, because it's like it's either the first half the offense scores a boatload of points and the defense is optional, and then the second half the offense is non-existent, but the defense is like tackling and making every play looking like the 85 Bears. So it's like it's very Jekyll and Hyde type of thing. But somehow, some way, like Coach Silverfield finds a way to get the win and put their guys in the right position to win.
How's Blankenship, by the way? Did you see that scary?
Oh yeah, I did. He said he tweeted right after the game saying that he's good to go.
He's good to go.
So yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, he landed right on his shoulder neck area.
Man.
Yeah,
didn't look good, buddy.
Initially, and this is the weird football fan in me, because I'm like, oh man, like that's a bad play. And then at the same time, I'm like, but did he catch that, like, coming out of bounds? Like, because I was like, that's really impressive, but then it's really scary at the same time. But
yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah, but hopefully everything is well with them. No additional symptoms, no concussions or anything like that. So.
All right, now I got to switch gears, man. Got to get over here and talk about them Grizzlies. They actually beat the Clippers.
Yeah.
I would say they beat the Clippers, or James Harden is just terrible and he needs to, like. Boy, he was horrible in that game. Did you see him airball the three and then come in there and he got the ball back and then he threw up another brick? It was an ugly, ugly game for my kinfolk. And the Grizzlies got a very important win.
Yeah, much needed.
Much needed. 2-8 on the season, I believe.
Yeah, 2-8. 1-0 after the Taylor Jenkins rant. So we're keeping that stat going. So hopefully that keeps going into tonight's game. Gosh, man, like even
it's fishy looking game. Lakers are undefeated at home. Grizzlies though are 2-3 on the road. They haven't won a home game. Lakers are 5-5 on the season, have not won on the road. It's just a weird situation. And plus, not knowing, because they always do this, we won't know until about the game time. Is like AD, LeBron.
Yeah,
they're always.
Now they said that LeBron is questionable, and I think AD might be good to go.
He's good to go.
Yeah, because the whole
you never can just say AD's good to go.
Right. Because the NBA implemented the whole the new load management rule, so they can't rest their superstars like that. So LeBron or AD has to play. So.
Unless they're injured.
Unless they're really
injured. Yeah, like for real.
But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, it sure will be nice if LeBron just say, you know what, coach, my calf. I don't think I got it today in my calf, coach. I think I need a rest. That it sure would be nice.
Shoot, it's also so nice that Desmond Bane's been showing up and tearing things up. Without him, we'd be in some deep trouble. What do you think about though? Like the guard play. What do you think about Smart and Bane right now back there?
I think they're doing an admirable job. Again, like to start the season, Smart, like he's not really a point guard, but he can do some things. He can run the team a little bit, but as far as like setting up, like we've seen a good job from Jacob Gilyard to come in on a two-way.
And my man's got a high hairline, doesn't he?
Hey, man, I'm not finna judge a man off of their hair, man.
No. I'm just saying. When I was looking at him, I'm like, man,
it is pulled back a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He's pulled back.
Just a little, but I'm not finna talk bad about him. He's been balling.
Yeah, he's been playing pretty good.
He's been stepping up. They've like if anything, those are the two guys that's been the most dependable, in addition to Jaren. So, yeah, like if we can somehow, I'm saying we as in the Grizzlies, but if the Grizzlies somehow can like pair the bench unit with what the big three is currently doing, that's Jaren, Bane, and Smart. If they can pair the bench unit with what they're doing in the starting unit, I think you can go on like a decent little run here to get some wins, because you're not that far off in the play-in after the win against the Clippers last Sunday night. You're not that far. It's just they've been so close to a lot of wins that it's just execution down the stretch. It's just not enough firepower. It's just not enough energy, not enough bodies, not enough guys that you could depend on down the stretch. So that's really the only thing that's holding them back. Is just this is these little bit of details like towards the end of the game. Now, thankfully, they found a way to overcome that against the Clippers. The Clippers, they were just red hot from three during that 5-minute stretch where they just couldn't miss. But thankfully the Grizzlies found a way to kind of close that game out. And so you're just hoping that you can build on that going into LA. You got one game in LA. I would love to get a second one, but if not, I take a split in LA and go to San Antonio and try to knock off the Eiffel Giant over there in Wembanyama.
Man, Bismack Biyombo's been giving you really good minutes.
Yeah.
By the way, he's playing exceptional. Very undersized center. It's the story for the Grizzlies right now, but he's going out there and giving you a valiant effort.
He played a really big role for the Suns, so I was never against that idea. It's just, the start of the season is like, man, like you got all the roster spots are maxed out. Your spots are maxed out. So at some point, and you thought you were gonna have Adams back, so in your mind you said, okay, cool, we're gonna have Adams back. We got Jaren, Santi, Tillman, so we're just gonna roll with those four. And then, I guess once the injury bug really hit the Grizzlies hard to start the season, it was like, yeah, like we need another body. I think Biyombo, the way how what he brings is what the Grizzlies have been missing. As when I guess Steven Adams was out, he's just a serviceable big man, and I think he could be on this team for the rest of the season. Now it's just a matter of, are you going to cut somebody to keep him on the team, or are you going to make
Zaire, by the way, he's been looking really bad, like really bad. Every game, I think he's worse. Even in that Clippers game, when everybody played good.
Man, I just need one good game, man. I need one game for him.
And I'm not saying they're going to cut him.
I know.
Damn
but
it. Just when you say that, I'm like, man, like every time he gets on the floor, I just watch things go
But
wrong.
you can make a case for LaRavia as well. Even though he had a really solid performance in the G League.
I've heard
have
that
a solid
before.
performance in the G League, Bryant.
Well, I mean, I just hear that every time he goes down to the G League. I see on Twitter, everyone's like, oh, LaRavia had 30 points in the G League game. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. What's he doing on the NBA level? He's doing nothing.
Yeah, that's always been my question too. Cause I like I said in the preseason, and like you're not a big fan of the preseason, and Johnny is not a big fan of the preseason. But to me, rotations matter, and rotations matter. And so when he was in the rotation with the regular the players, the normal rotation players, he wasn't doing too hot. So like at some point something got to give.
Man, he's a B dude. He's a G League dude. He's just a dude who's going to ball in the G.
I hope not.
He's going to help make players better for the NBA, but he ain't going to destroy it here.
Come on,
hey man, you got to do your part.
Come on,
That's
man.
Jake's part. That's
like,
Jake's
come
part.
on. We don't know. He still got some time on him.
I know he's still a little baby. We got to take a time out though. Tell everybody where they can find you, Zach.
Rack City Zach on Twitter, Instagram. Also, Tri-State, the new Tri-State Defender, is TSD Memphis on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. So please check us out.
Man, we'll be back in 2 shakes. Hardwood's next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Genesis Diamonds came to Memphis to change the way people here buy diamonds. Response has been incredible, as our radical approach and no middleman markups have shown how other jewelers mark up their natural diamonds. And now we're showing you behind the curtain on lab-grown diamonds as well. For example, one major retailer is selling a pair of 5-carat round lab-grown diamond stud earrings for $18,000. Our price is just $8,900. That's less than half their price. Or their 3-carat lab-grown diamond earrings priced at $8,000. Genesis price $4,900. A savings of more than $3,000 with better quality diamonds. If they're charging this much on lab-grown diamonds, kind of makes you wonder what else they're selling at the same outrageous markup. But now you have a choice. At Genesis Diamonds, we guarantee to beat anyone else's price, and our other non-commissioned trusted advisors are here to give you all the information with details you can trust and the strongest warranties in America. Genesis Diamonds at Poplar and Perkins Extended.
Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it, the price of everything is going up, and if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333.
Let's end this year with a bang with Gossett Mitsubishi's Mitsubishi Motors year-end sales event. You want huge savings? We Gossett. The awards keep coming for the world's first and best-selling plug-in hybrid SUV. 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, 420 total range and PGE. We Gossett at $299.96 a month. Plus, 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, buy for $26,850 or $379 a month. Plus, IIHS top safety pick in seat 7. 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander, $32,185 or $399 a month. All equipped with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it, we Gossett. Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or 24/7 at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV PZ062-303 MSRP 44,355, 84 months, 500 military and conquest or loyalty rebate. Outlander RZ 006545 MSRP 33,185. Sport RU 00104 MSRP 27,850. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
That's one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Got Brian Dacus hanging out with me. We are about to do a little hardwood because it feels so good, and I got some interesting stories today. At least I find them fascinating. We'll talk about free sex in Vegas for Formula One drivers, Larsa Pippen, Pat Mahomes' odd superstitions, and about how this world has gotten so soft, and I'm sick of it. But first, I got to tell you something that I've never tired of. that I'll always think about. Oh, that would be Tito's. Tito's handmade vodka, crafted and distilled right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. And it is 6 times distilled, then distilled in classic copper pots. Very unique flavor, slightly sweet. Has a black pepper note balancing everything out. Doesn't matter if you're crafting a cocktail or you're drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. And if life hands you lemons, don't freak out, don't fret, don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Just make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka. Let's go to Hardenwood.
This is Access Hardenwood.
You know, thinking of Tito's, do you feel like we should send Jimbo Fisher's wife a whole case of Tito's? That girl was living the life. She was spending his money. He was at work all day. And now that big lug's at home now. And she's
Still making a ton of money, though. So.
I mean, he's got the money, but now you got to talk to him.
Well, maybe he'll go get like a analyst job or something like that.
Yeah,
at, like,
right.
ESPN.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Network. Dan Mullen did it. I mean,
well, Dan probably wants to get back into coaching. Dan's, by the way, terrible on TV.
Thursday night game every week.
Terrible. Ugh, nasty. Now, this is also, this is why this world has gotten like this is insane to me. Okay, I can't believe I saw this. So, you know how I've been killing my kinfolk. He's my family, bro.
That's right.
James Harden. I don't know if you know this. You ain't the beard no more. You are not the system. You're the problem. Now, I've been echoing that for a while, right?
For a long time, yeah.
He's been throwing Daryl Morey under the bus. Doesn't work in Houston, doesn't work in Brooklyn, doesn't work for the 76ers. What doesn't work is you in the playoffs in Game 6 and Game 7. That's what doesn't work, James. Well, the same sentiment that I have was coming from Bally's sports announcer for the Mavericks. Their sports announcer is ripping James Harden to shreds. It's about a 3-minute rant. A couple of the ones that the clips that I like. He said, if this doesn't work this year in your system with this team, then you're going to go point fingers at everybody else. And then you're going to go back home and you're going to start swiping right for another team. And there's not going to be anyone left because, James, you're not the beard. You're not the system. You're the problem. Man, that sounds like somebody I know. He said all this stuff. And did you know Bally's took down that video clip?
Wow.
And they said the reason they took it down, the executives at Bally Sports, the executives took down the video because the rant, they said, felt against the network's values. What are you talking about? It's against your values. You're saying that James Harden is the problem, so we can't point out the problems anymore? All right. Like, I don't even understand how this guy, like, if I'm that, I mean, no, you're not going to do anything because you're not going to cut off your nose to spite your face and lose your job or anything, but I'm a little bit ticked off. Like, what are you trying to say, that I don't have the values that this network has? Like, how is going in on a James Harden and speaking, I don't know, facts are facts, fiction's fiction, right? Is a man speaking facts?
Yeah, maybe. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's crazy. I think it's nuts that they took it down. It's absolute embarrassment, to be honest with you. And this is kind of embarrassing. And he admitted it. And it's not embarrassing. It's gross. Like, it's really gross. Pat Mahomes, you know I love him. I'm going to tell Chas about this because we were watching the quarterback show on Netflix, you know, and she became a real big Pat Mahomes fan. I'm like, what are you, were you a kid did you love Kermit the Frog? Like, what the hell's going on here, Chas? But she loves her some Pat Mahomes. And after she hears this, I don't think she will. My man, since the very first game he has ever played in the National Football League, even before he played that whole season, he wore a pair of red underwear that his wife got. And they're like little bitty, they ain't like boxer briefs, brah. They like, you remember, like, see, you're old. Your dad's probably like my age. No, he's older than me?
My dad's much older than you.
Really?
Yeah.
He had a kid older than me, so, like, how old was he when he had you?
I don't know, like in his 30s?
Oh, well, then he's not that much older than me, Holmes. Just
How old
probably
how old
looks
are you?
at it. 46.
Uh-huh, he's almost probably 20 years older than you.
Oh.
So he is much older than you.
Well, how old are you?
23.
If he had you at 30 and you're 23.
I didn't say he had him at 30. He had me in his 30s.
Oh. Okay. There's a little discrepancy. My bad. But what was my point? Oh, this
don't know.
man's underwear. Like what I was gonna say. Like, you know, back in the day, like my father, he wore whitey tighties because that's all everybody wore back in the day. Pat Mahomes, these are like whitey tighties, but they're red. They ain't the briefs. He wears these every single football game. But this is the catch. He's worn them his whole career, same pair. But when he gets hot and they're winning, he doesn't wash them.
Interesting.
So they don't get washed until they lose. There's been some long stretches where
they'll be clean
Chiefs,
this weekend or this past weekend.
Well, they were clean for this last week's game. Past week's game. Who they play this week?
No, they were on a bye.
They were on a bye.
So next week's game they'll be clean because they lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, they lost to the Broncos. That's right.
Good for the Broncos.
That's how Travis. Man, that's just terrible though. Like that's like, if you're his wife, I know that you bought him for him, and I guess it's kind of cute. But aren't you like, bro? You got it washed and nasty.
Give him a couple other pairs, same exact, just different pairs.
Yeah, don't like, man. That's just ridiculous.
And then tell the the Broncos staff, like, all right, when he's not here, just like sneak these into his locker or something like that. Like,
all right, so whoa. So whoa. Adam Johnson, there's so many things that are happening in this crazy thing, but you know Matt Petgrave.
Yeah.
He didn't return to the ice last night. He did return to the ice as he was dressed and play, but he didn't play a single minute during the game. They did a moment of silence for my man Adam Johnson, who lost his life by the skate of course, Matt Petgrave's skate. Well, my man, when he went to the ice and they showed a picture of him, he got a standing ovation. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't
know, man. Like, the first time he returned to the ice, like 17 days after the tragic event.
Yeah.
And like they give, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why would you put the camera, like you just did a moment of silence for Adam Johnson and then they panned the camera right to him.
Well, yeah, that's kind of.
And then everybody stood up and cheered for him.
Well, I mean, you gotta feel bad for him.
I mean, I do feel bad for him. I'm not saying that I don't. I mean, dude, this is horrible. He caused a man's life. I'm sure it's horrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just the home fans, supporting their guy and,
I mean, but you're just doing a moment of silence to the dude who lost his life.
I think it's poor.
And then immediately you pan over
I think it's poor on whoever the camera operator is.
And after the moment of silence, everybody jumps up and starts cheering. I don't know, man. It just didn't look good. This just popped up. I have not read anything about it, but it says now cops in England have placed a man in custody today. It does not say if they arrested Petgrave himself. It doesn't say who the person is, but they said their investigation launched immediately following the tragedy. And they've been carrying it out, blah, blah, blah. And they said they'll speak about it later on this afternoon. So we're going to find more about it now. Oh, my goodness, that just broke. So
how about that?
Wow. So could you imagine he goes from a standing ovation to jail within 24 hours?
That's really
that would be
terrible.
Man, it's already been a rough enough. Really? Man, that boy's 17 days has been terrible. Now, what do you think about free sex? Do you think sex is ever free for real?
No.
It's always got strings attached to it, at least in my opinion.
Right.
Well, what do you think the string is here? So Formula One drivers, you know that they're heading to Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's this weekend. And nobody's buying tickets.
Well, because, I mean, what do you mean nobody's buying tickets?
The ticket sale, like the price of tickets have plummeted. Which turn means that nobody's buying them. Yeah, I mean it's like down like
they spent a ton of money
70%
repaving the streets of Vegas. They made the whole place.
And
look
everyone in Vegas hates it because like the way they're running the race, it's like you can't get to any of the casinos, you can't get to any of like the big restaurants. Like it's a nightmare right now.
Well, this is the first time that Formula One has been out to this area since 1982.
Yeah.
So this is what the Chicken Ranch decided to do. The Chicken Ranch is a brothel. Bok, bok, chicken. Yep.
Interesting.
They decided they want to make sure that the drivers leave Vegas extremely happy. So they promise all happy endings for free at the Chicken Ranch for any Formula One driver. Bro, I can dress up like a Formula One driver. Let's go get a fake ID. Make me a profile. Let's go to the Chicken Ranch.
Do we know of any F1 drivers that have taken them up on this offer?
No, not yet. The offer just came out. And I'm going to tell you, I was looking today at the Chicken Ranch. Bro, Allison Gray, like, can you see Allison Gray?
Nah, there's bad glare on
man.
on your thing.
Dude, she is there, like... they have online. You can go look at.
They have like individual profiles for all their employees.
Like this, man. I'm telling you, I think Allison Gray by far is the number one girl in the Chicken Ranch.
Interesting. So you go in and request Allison.
I'm going
Gray.
in. I'm requesting Allison Gray. By the way, if anybody's heading out to Vegas, Chicken Ranch, Allison Gray, you're gonna have to pay. But if you're
not if you're an F1 driver.
But if you're an F1 driver. You're going to leave Vegas very, very happy.
They're also, today is the day they're doing on Netflix. They're doing a golf event where it's Formula One drivers and PGA golfers, and they're doing what have they done the past couple years where like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, they go out and play on TNT.
They play golf against each other, yeah. A little competition.
It's basically the exact same thing, but it's going to be live on Netflix today, and it's going to be 4 F1 drivers and 4 PGA golfers.
Sounds boring.
In Vegas. You're not going to watch? It's on Netflix. You're a big Netflix guy. Oh, you just dropped your phone.
No. I mean, I'm not really big on the Netflix or the Hulu.
Really? I thought you watched like a ton of shows. Like I thought you were a big binger.
Oh no! I've been for like 7 months binge watching the Jack Bauer show, but that's on the Hulu.
Then you watched. So I mean, that's Hulu. So you're a big Hulu guy, but you also watched Quarterbacks, which was a Netflix show.
Oh yeah, I like their documentaries.
Well, these are they have an like F1 documentary.
Swamp, the Manziel, the Swamp,
see, exactly.
the Jake Paul.
Don, you're a big Netflix
Yeah,
guy, Netflix
like
and chill guy.
Well, one thing I don't watch is The Real Housewives. Do you know what that is?
Which one?
Man, I don't know.
There's
the
like
one that Larsa Pippen's on. There's one with Larsa Pippen. Did you know that?
I did not, actually.
Yeah, she's a Real Housewife. It's on Bravo.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So Larsa is very upset with Julia. Do you know why she's upset? This is proof that cell phones ruin marriages and relationships.
What did Julia do?
Because remember, I got divorced over a cell phone. You remember that, right? Did I ever tell you that?
I'm sure you have, John.
No, my ex-wife bought me a cell phone. This was back in the day when you had a beeper and quarters in your pocket and pay phones. And I felt that she was trying to put a leash around my neck and control me like I was her pet. Like anywhere I go, she could just call me. That was a very crazy idea for me.
I mean,
No, because she would call me and be like, "Where are you? When are you going to come home? None of your damn business. When I walk in the door, you'll see me." Like that's how we used to live. Now you're constantly texting, "Oh, baby, I'll be home in 15 minutes. Psh, cell phones. Ridiculous. Proof. Larsa Pippen is now upset with her boyfriend, Marcus Jordan, because another woman...
So they're engaged. Are they not engaged yet?
No, they talked about getting married, and they want Michael Jordan to be Marcus's best man.
Gotcha,
so it'll be really weird.
Too many stories about these two. I mean,
they're popular.
Get them out of the public
But this
eye.
is why cell phones ruin lives. So they're at BravoCon, Marcus and Larsa.
BravoCon.
And this girl, who's one of the Real Housewives, on the show with Larsa, and supposedly was her friend, says to Marcus, "Can you take a picture?" Well, Marcus just picked up his phone, took a couple of pictures of her.
Sure.
Larsa took it as girls doing a thirst trap on her man. Now he's got pictures of you in his phone. When he's laying by himself, will you want him looking at you? What's going on with you, Julia? So now we got a big old stank. If he didn't have a cell phone that could take pictures and do all this BS, guess what? He ain't busted. He ain't in trouble.
But Marcus
And by the
Jordan's
way,
gonna
he's
have a
not
flip phone
busted. He
from
didn't
now
even
on.
do anything.
Huh.
By the way, also boys, men, whatever you want to call yourself, you know that your cell phones are like they tell wherever you've gone and what you've done.
Yeah, you can track other people.
Oh,
you can
it's
have your
ridiculous.
location. Yeah.
So you go home and you're not tech savvy like me. One day Chaz pulled up. She's like, "Where you been?" I was like, "Man," and I just kind of was being a jerk. I was like, "Man, it doesn't matter. None of your business." Just because like I didn't feel like explaining myself. I was a little full.
Jerk.
Yeah, I was busy. So she's like, "I'll tell you where you been," and she opened up my phone and showed me exactly all the locations that I'd been.
Yeah, well, everywhere you've pinged.
It's a good thing I was parked at one bar the whole damn
I guess
time.
so.
That's right. That's right. We're late for a break. That was a wonderful edition of Hardwood. On the other side, we got some action to bet on tonight. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Here at Memphis Barbecue Supply, we have everything you need for your Thanksgiving feast. If you're smoking, deep frying, or putting that turkey in the oven, we got over 20 different turkey injections and brines to keep your meat juicy and moist, with brine bags and buckets, and 308 different rubs and sauces to choose from. If you're in need of fuel, Memphis Barbecue Supply carries 9 different types of wood chip, chunk, mini logs, and logs of wood, and over 4 tons of wood pellets in stock. And don't worry, we also carry thermometers, injectors, and all other sorts of gadgets that you might need to simplify your cook. And for any questions that you might have, our knowledgeable staff is always eager to help. Memphis Barbecue Supply is located at 7041 Stage Road in Memphis, or you can order online at mbbqsupply.com. Follow us on all the social media platforms for recipes, new products, and barbecue news.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78, that's Lamar, and the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination, has 27 delicious flavors to choose from and counting. Like the Buffalo Ranch, a perfect combo of ranch seasoning with a little kick. Mango Habanero, sweet taste of mango followed by the heat. Or sweet maple bourbon, the taste will remind you of chicken and waffles. And that's just 3 of the amazing 27 chicken wing seasonings that you can get at the Crazy Coop in Bartlett at 7199 Stage Road. And now open, the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Some like it hot. How about the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or Crazy Suicide? Can't take the heat? Get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or barbecue bacon bourbon. Ask about the $9.99 lunch special. Now those are some crazy good prices. The Crazy Coop, 2 locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Applin and Kirby Whitten and 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Family owned and operated, The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination.
4.9-liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Bryant Dacus, and I'm telling you right now, I'm hungry. Just getting off work. When you get off work, you know what you should do? If you want a little Italy in your life, you want to taste some Italian, call East Memphis Little Italy, 901-729-7432. Place an order to go. They have the best food in the world. I'm telling you right now, New York-style pizzas, lasagnas, rigatoni vodka. They got gnocchi. It is out of control. Pasta, pizza, specialty pizzas, subs. Their pizza, man, you can get meatballs, you can get bacon, spinach, Italian sausage. They've got it all at Little Italy. Plus, their calzones are out of control. Their garlic knots, you can get 6 for $2.99. Man, head over to East Memphis Little Italy at 6300 Poplar Avenue, hidden in the back of the corner of Poplar and Massey. We got some football tonight, man. Do you like Maction? Because I do.
Love Maction.
Do you know who we're taking tonight?
I do not.
Bowling Green plus 10 at home. This is a rivalry game. You're giving me 10 points. Baby, I'm giving you a win. Hope everybody does it a favor and get out there. Make this world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
When building the 2023 RDX, we decided to raise our standards. That means